What I've always respected about Kiss is how they turned their flaws into strength. They weren't the best musicians, but they were some of the best showmen to ever do it live. They built an empire out of attitude, style, and branding, but they also made sure the music could back it up. They created something that stuck around for 50 years. Not just because of nostalgia, but also because of how amazing the music sounded. They wrote some of the greatest and most timeless songs in rock and roll history. When I first got into Kiss, it wasn't through the albums. It was the imagery that hit me first, the painted demonic and sci-fi faces, the outfits, and that logo. It looked dangerous and exciting in a way that made you wonder what wild dimension this music must be from, because they didn't look like anything else out there. And listening to the records, you'll definitely see that they don't disappoint. The riffs were always simple, but they rocked, the drums hit hard, and the hooks stuck in your head for days. It was arena rock before most bands even knew what that meant. I think it's interesting just how many bands Kiss influenced, be it in regular metal or even within thrash, death, and black metal. You may not like them, but your favorite band certainly does. It's kinda weird how people downplay just how influential Kiss was. If you read interviews with all the 80s thrash, death, and even grunge bands, they say they initially became interested in music because of Kiss. Even Mayhem were fans of Kiss. If that doesn't show you just how hard Kiss rocked back in the day, then you're a lost soul that needs a heavy dose of the war machine. What makes Kiss so special to me is how unapologetic they were about being entertainers. They knew rock was supposed to be a spectacle, something larger than life. Every concert felt like a wild circus, a strip show, a sci-fi fantasy show, and a demolition derby all rolled into one. Fire, explosions, confetti, smoke, and rock and roll, which burnt itself into people's heads. Kiss concerts were experiences that no other band at the time could offer because they made everything feel over the top and larger than life. They turned every gig into an unforgettable event, which is also what directly influenced the 80s glam scene because it too was all about showmanship and entertainment rather than complex or deep storytelling. But it's honestly great to listen to a band that isn't acting like they are God's gift to earth and just want to have some fun. And fun they definitely did have, as they slept with more women than all of the 80s bands combined.
We go walking into the lobby. This girl comes walking over to me and she says, "I'm looking for Gene." Now I say, "What?" She says, "I'm looking for Gene." I said, Gene's over there. She says, well, there's the man with the tongue. Well, she goes walking over to him, and she says, excuse me, but I want you to meet your little child. I look at you and my blood boils hot. I want it all, give me what you got. Feel my heat, taking you higher. Freedom comes in 5 when your body's been strong, we gon' have good time. You gotta all night.
And the thing is, beneath all the makeup and theatrics, they still wrote some great songs. Tracks like Detroit Rock City, Love Gun, and Deuce still sound massive today. They knew how to write riffs that moved the crowd and choruses that everyone could shout along to. Gene Simmons brought the attitude, Paul Stanley brought the soul, Ace Frehley brought the swagger, and Peter Criss brought the groove. It was the perfect mix of personalities, all clashing just enough to make magic. Although I also have to give special credit to Eric Carr, who was not only an amazing drummer, but also part of the band during their 80s glam metal Animalized era, which is my personal era of the band. I mean, seriously, Animalized is an extremely solid album with some really heavy riffs. Despite the album's extreme success, a lot of people nowadays dismiss it, not realizing just how badass it is. A lot of people forget how raw their albums were during their prime. They weren't perfect, the production was rough, the vocals were gritty, and the guitars didn't always sound clean. But that's part of why they were so great in my opinion. You can hear the hunger in them. You can tell these were 4 guys trying to conquer the world by sheer willpower and volume. I'd also like to mention just how hard Paul Stanley ran circles around most other metal and rock singers of the time. He had an insane voice that sounded amazing live and could actually hold the notes. People often compare Kiss and Motley Crue because of how much Crue was influenced by Kiss and copied a lot from them, and I love Motley Crue. But one thing Motley definitely didn't copy from Kiss is the singing, as Vince Neil could never even dream of sounding live as good as Paul.